ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are into game number 3 between EXECRATION and BOOM Esports. And, well, John, we've got 2 new drafts ahead of us. I'm going to ask you straight off the bat, John, the hard question. Who came out with the better draft in your opinion?
I'm going to have to stick with EXECRATION this time around. Sure, they've got the Sport Tiny on hand, but you've got Palos on the PA. We've seen a lot of Palos PA, one of his better heroes. Boom, I mean, they've got a comfort hero for Mikoto. They've got the Storm up and running. They've got this Bristleback that can maybe take off. I just have a hard time with the Ursa. Like, the Abyssal nerf hits Ursa really hard. Now he does have the Ag Shard to play with Enrage every time you toss out the Earth Shock. But it feels like PA is one of those heroes that isn't really heavily affected by Abyssal nerfs, right? You still toss out daggers, you can still get a stun off the dagger, and you're much more mobile on the PA, and you also have that natural break as mentioned if you go for the Ag Shard with a Fan of Knives, and we have seen a few players kind of opt for that beforehand. So there's some ways of dealing with the durability on Boom, and I think EXECRATION, after seeing them kind of wake up in game number 2, I think they've got the power in them to overwhelm there. Like, even the mid matchup, it's not going to be clear cut here for Mikoto. Right? It's against
the battle begins.
It's all down to Yowe to show us some of his mechanical skills and getting a bit more in that initial lane phase.
EXECRATION are going to start off with the tri-lane top side. Does make enough sense. Grimstroke, you've got the Tiny. You've got Nikko on the Centaur. Assuming they can just land one stun, or maybe even just toss in an Inksport Centaur, it may actually be enough to kill off Dreamcel here at level 1.
That old school combo, and BDz is already lining up. Dreamcel.
Denied!
Swell's there, but he's going to block the way for Nikko. Still got top.
Yeah, well, go ahead there. Dreamcel. He goes right.
He's gone. He's going to make it perhaps. He's fine. Very far out on Dreamcel.
How is it you heard?
He gets himself out of it.
He's going to be very pleased about that. Did have to pop regen there. Still has 5 fingers to play with. And for EXECRATION, the thing is, do they want to maintain this fight? Yeah, you've got the Tiny airlines, you've got a lot of stunts on hand. You're splitting out EXP, which the Grimstroke and Tiny don't really want to give away. So you need to that with R is going really far forward here.
Nice Inksport. BOOM.Khezcute. Gonna be enough to kill him off, but a little bit of a cheeky play there from RR. Look at the other lanes though, of course. Mid lane, you do see Yowe up against Mikoto on the Storm. Give the favor to either one, and it feels like it's going to be quite a close match.
And you're not going to be blowing out Yowe this time around in the Storm. It's just not the same effect in Dreamcel now. Again, he jumped a bit.
He's going to run away from Palos. Could be a bit of a...
Oh.
Never mind, top lane. First blood does eventually occur. They go after Khezcute to get the Crystal Maiden kill. Dreamcel very low, does block the way with the tree. Who was that? Was that BDz or was that Nikko?
Yeah, I think that might have been Nikko coming out there. And that's a really good move. They finally hit level 2. That's what they were lacking that lane. EXECRATION shafted their early XP gain. Now they've got the levels up. They've got a really massive wave for Nikko to soak through. You're going to get the damage going with that combination. You don't necessarily need to frame at this point. So good 2 early kills coming out. EXECRATION, although down mid, you can see Mikoto trying to play tag with Yowe.
Yowe is very, very low on HP. You can try and one more right click would do it. Yowe, it's another sleight of fist, but isn't going to need to use it. He'll be able to TP on the high ground. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Palos does end up dying to FBZ. The Quill Spray, of course, going to be very careful about that if you are the PA.
And that just means more uptime for the Bristleback to keep tossing his spells out. And a Bristleback with full mana is a very happy Bristle with a lot of damage on hand.
He is. Mikoto. Lane going to have his Water Rune taken away from him by BDz, and Nikko, meanwhile, tries to a neutral creep. Yowe, mid lane going to drop quite low and does end up dying. Mikoto able to get the kill, then set up there from Hyde. Might get the top Water Rune, but he has the bottom one to go to.
Yeah, and that's really good for Mikoto. He's now pulling a bit ahead over Yowe. He's starting to get that bullying off. Once you hit level 6 in the Storm, you can go for a kill opportunity, especially if your Tusk rotates. Boom are starting to open up some aggression on hand. Your lanes are going really nicely. They're slowing down the PA, although RR.
Yeah, RR, he's dropping quite low. Nice snowball to juke out the Ink Sweller. Now they can just easily get this Grimstroke kill. Struggling just a little bit here up against FBZ. Slow build up again for him. Unlike the Pango, I feel like the Bristleback is a much more aggressive kind of offlane to have, especially throughout the laning stage. And they're actually going to rotate BDZ down now to try and go after the Bristleback. FBZ, he turns his back around. It's still a lot of damage flying out with the avalanche toss, and it might just be enough. Very nice rotation then, BDZ and the Tiny. Sure they got that kill, but mid lane, it has left Yowe very vulnerable. Yowe, who is still level 5, is going to die once again. Mikoto now sitting at level 7.
You lose that objective there for EXECRATION, and now your Storm's level 7. For reference, Yowe's still level 5 on Ember. Really slow start for him. He can play catch-up. We've seen him do that while behind on the Ember Spirit in game number 2, but he just doesn't have impact as of yet, and that does mean that there's not much rotation potential from him. Even at level 6, sure, you've got the spirits up. We tend to see Embers really look for the level 7 spike once you've got more damage on hand, and to really lock in those kills. And until that point, the pressure's down to the supports to keep finding these kills.
And again, they're going to try and go into FBZ, but now the TPs are coming. They're going to try and punish this Boom. ESPORTS going back in onto Palos with Mikoto zipping right in onto that PA. That'll be Palos gone. FBZ going for more. We'll try for BDZ. Won't be too hard to get him either. Z happily takes that kill for himself. They learned from their the first time around with those TP rotations to make sure BZ doesn't go down. And of course, with the Bristleback, it is going to take you a little bit longer to kill him off. And plenty of time to make the rotations in.
The one blessing there for EXECRATION is that Yowe does get some space down mid, shoving in the tower a bit. They are wrapping around him. Maybe could force a kill out here.
Koda's going to be very challenging to kill, though. Level 8 already. Meanwhile, towards the south, another team fight has broken out with RR and Hyde. BDZ going to show up with a toss in onto RR, but XctN now going to get the frostbite off. Inkswell not going to land, and here comes FBZ right back in onto the Grimstroke. That'll be RR gone.
Does have a slightly free lane. It is the farm into Battle Fury for both of our cores, and in that sense, you're getting a lot more from Ursa. BOOM.Celt's already got the Perseverance up. Can maintain his lane, whereas Palos always has to play a bit safe here.
Be a little bit careful on the spot side of the map. EXECRATION have started moving in. They found the goal, that's a big target. They got the Storm Spirit Mikoto. They tried to kill off Palos. It didn't work out and they just stuck around the area, but EXECRATION, knowing exactly where they were, did a very successful gank going in. Well, that's one thing you never really want to see is your mid-storm dying like that.
It compensates for that slower start on Yowe. They get to move into defend the bot tier 1 just a bit more as well. Love the wards here from EXECRATION. They understand what Boom wants to do from the Dara side. They keep trying to invade that jungle. They've got really good wards here on EXECRATION's end to punish that movement out. There's some vision here as well from Boom, but not enough sentries to cancel out the advantage that EXECRATION does have controlling that bot jungle. So, gonna have to be a bit cautious with the deeper dives. EXECRATION, they're not lagging too far behind here. Again, it's only a 1k lead for Boom. Palos right now is still saving up for the Battle Fury, but is only 2 parts away. You are only 1 part away for BOOM.Cell, so you're still looking good in the core-to-core matchup in terms of farm, but you need more.
Big caught out on the Centaur. He's going to try and hoof stomp, but there's no way out. They want to start focusing down that top tier 1 tower and open up the map a little bit for Palos. BOOM.Cell has been fairly conservative with this positioning, just farming that top lane as now they jump in the backside onto RR. Nikko, he's in this awkward position. He needs to find a way out of this. Stampede in the front line is going to be there, and it looks like there's going to be no helping out, or maybe they will. The avalanche toss is out. It's not enough time to get him out of there, but now Yowe is the one in trouble. XctN will channel the freezing field and does get the Ember kill. Who said position 5s can't kill off mid-Embers, John? They can do it too.
Yeah, I mean, XctN was just allowed to channel it. Hanging on to what, 100 HP maybe less? Got so much value from really good positioning there from XctN. Good punishment out. They managed to get the punishment. EXECRATION looked like they had a window. They are a bit too slow in the response, and Boom just get to run away. They've got the Battle Fury up now on BOOM.Cell, so the farm from Ursa can start racking up. You are fairly close to it here for Palos as well, though.
And they've got Hyde up at the top lane. That'll be a nice easy kill for EXECRATION. He's either one to take that on the Tiny. But while that previous fight was breaking out, BZ was taking a massive amount of ancient stacks and pretty farmed with his bristleback. They force in the mid-tier 1 tower now. Trying to chip away the HP pool of FBZ, but he's not really taking much damage. Instead, they'll go onto Mikoto, but he's going to be just fine as they try to avalanche. He's not going to be in range there for BDZ.
Radiant's middle tower.
Enough as top side, Nikko being caught by Hyde, and Nikko has to run. He has the stampede, he will use it, but the snowball is gonna make it. It won't matter.
Long enough that the PA can truly try to play this farming game now. And there is a smoke there. XctN wants to play aggressive with it.
Oh, they found Mikoto on the storm. That's a massive target again with the silence out from RR. Is it gonna be enough? Yowe, he's trying. He does get it in time. Up the Hyde, will try to return. Then Ember kill himself. Yowe looking pretty healthy now as BDZ is gonna make his way in onto the Tusk, and they'll get another.
Fine. Palos is now ahead of him. He's still ahead of Yowe, which is good news. But you want to get that farm going onto the storm. I mean, FBZ wood farm is great, but you do have to consider the scaling. Like, the bristleback's super strong, but you want to be able to stand in front and fight earlier on.
BZ diving in by himself here on Bristle, does get RR. Now Nikko is cheeked down. BDZ thinking about going back in here. Thinking his freezing field though has been thrown out, but it's not going to last very long. At least kill off the CM, but now FBZ, he wants to keep going. He's still got the double damage reduction, but look at the damage output. BDZ, he gets used up, and he's gone. Oh my goodness. He's hitting for 400 damage.
Yeah, you can't underestimate Warpath with the Bristle. You're not too far behind on Dreamcel, which is great. The BKB is flying out for the Ursa relatively soon. Our PA in comparison, Palos still saving up for a Deso. Will probably need a BKB and definitely will need the Agony Shard for that break on FTC if they want to find any hope of really nice, quick, and easy.
Offlane. Palos is going to be allowed to farm up. He has more help coming in to boot, so EXECRATION looking for another big team fight. Stampede up in 10 seconds. Mikoto spotted them out. Nikko, this is the stun. Mikoto is being very, very patient. Zip away. In fact, we're going to go right back in onto Nikko. Soulbind is out now with the double silences, though, with the toss up onto the storm. And Mikoto, he might just be gone, and he does die as they even get Hyde. BZ try to get something to their trouble. And it goes back in onto XctN and BDZ. He will get another kill before he dies. He's going to start pushing in that tier 2 tower. He will have help behind him in case he needs it. Even though these team fights have not really been working out, they are still feeling confident enough to keep pushing down these towers. And it is fair as well, as they are 4K ahead in terms of net worth. He's looking for a way in, but he's the only one there. Like, never mind that, there is a smoke to the backside now. John is pretty on target. BDZ has been gone, but Nikko is in onto FBZ. They want the Bristle first, and look what they do, but there's your freezing field, now Mikoto is in onto RR. And Mikoto actually dies in the middle of all that. That'll be your Storm Spirit gone. Now Hyde needs to get out as Yowe. He's gonna start chasing down the Ember. And see if he can catch it. Now a double stun is out from Nikko in the tree line. They'll get the toss up. They'll kill Nikko, but they got Hyde as a trade. Now Dreamcel forced to join in with his team. Doesn't really want to be here on the Ursa. Overall, it still kind of seems decent as they keep going. Dreamcel in danger now as Palos has joined in. Thompson's BKB is going to try and fight this one out, but Yowe is just hiding him around as BDZ kills off XctN and Dreamcel. His BKB is wearing off. It looks like his time is over as he won't even get the tiny kill.
Get out. And that's where we really feel the hurt of the lack of Abyssal. We're not seeing any sort of movement into the Ag Shard here as well. for the added enrage on the Earth Shock. That could be really helpful, but I'm not sure if it's something that they're even trying to commit into. EXECRATION, they've got a lot of
Mid
space.
lane, hide. Brought out. Nikko will come into the double edge. That'll be enough for the task, but they caught RR. They keep going now with FBZ. Nice hoof stop there from Nikko to slow them down so they can continue the chase onto BDZ. And there, trying to disengage as Yowe shows himself now as well, but BDZ is still being chased. And it looks like they will give up the Tiny. That'll be a double kill out for Dreamcel.
It's not the biggest loss there for EXECRATION. Those are two supports. You don't feel too bad. It does open up the possibility for Roche here for Boom. And of course, with an Ursa, Roche still falls really quick. EXECRATION maybe could try to make a play with Yowe, but they don't. They do have vision. They know that Roche is happening. They should make their way now if they want to contest, but it just falls fast.
It doesn't look like they're going to make it quite in time as Dreamcel. He picks up the Aegis and now they move onto the high ground. Palos may get scouted out here by FBZ and does. Zip in, Mikoto with the Orchid will cast immediately. The PA is in big danger as he did not go for a BKB but rather Tesso. Palos being a little bit punished there.
Stupendous.
I don't fault him. Like, he does need a Desolator, especially since...
D2 to be defended just with the glyph. Still go for a fight here, EXECRATION, if they really want. They are moving in. Dreamcel caught out, but he gets a very fast and rage now. A great shot in from high, blocking the way, and that'll be Nikko going down to BDZ. Is into the backline. They kills off XctN, but now BDZ has given his own life away. He'll at least get a secondary in the form of the task. Z wants to keep going for more. Yowe, no remnants available. He's going to try and TP out. Oh, and FBZ, he could not get the vision for the Yules off. See it right here, John, just blocking the way perfectly for Dreamcel. And you never really want to be stuck between Dreamcel and a hard places. Mid lane now, Mikoto. Dreamcel, he's going to try and fight this out. RR does die, but Palos is on the way out. Mikoto, again, another kind of awkward death for him on the Storm. Now Nikko's going to jump in onto FBZ. The Yule Scepter off in time to avoid the stun and go back in onto Yora's Dreamcel. Onto Nikko now. BDZ trying to help him out with the avalanche, but the enrage was there in time. And Nikko, maybe not yet. Palos gets a slow up Dreamcel. He may have gone too far. He's going to try and get himself out of this one, but he will lose the Aegis. They get him another time. BDZ is going to try and toss back, but that is a great blink down from Dreamcel. Now BDZ could be in danger. They even have the freezing field from the high ground. Palos is going to try and run. BDZ, he'll fly back. Stampede is there. FBZ, the one being targeted. On the bristle, he'll go down. Dreamcel, very low in terms of HP. He's going to keep fighting this one out, but here comes Palos. And Yowe, but here comes Mikoto, trying to save the day. He's already lost his Ursa. He's quite low on mana. He needs to be careful here. Palos is not trying the evasion. It's working out for him, and now Mikoto is going to get punished for zipping in. Oh, it's a very optimistic zip in there from our Storm. For old BOOM.Khezcute. Gonna get tossed up in the air. It's well there. You know BOOM.Khezcute's gone. BOOM ESPORTS still just sticking around in that mid lane, just trying to assert some dominance on the map.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
EXECRATION, they know that as long as they can hold out on Palos, it should go well later on, but there is a big smoke up now from BOOM. Line's being drawn out, they know exactly where Palos is.
Under attack.
Gonna miss the train here as Palos does back off, and now EXECRATION be the ones that maybe just pop a smoke as 4. Never mind that, they might just run up themselves. RR's got one. Z. In that mid lane. Mikoto gonna zip right in. He wants to go after the tiny first and get the regen rune off of BDZ. The 4-star start into the save the day. Now Nikko goes right back in. Mikoto. Oh, there goes your Storm. Dreamcel is at least gonna kill off Nikko. Now Palos can go on to FBZ and get another kill for himself. He Blinks right in. XctN is going to be targeted. Yowe, he'll take the kill. It's a DDPA. You don't want to be around her right now. Snowball going to delay things a little bit. He's going to try and blink to the left side, but BDZ is there to give the vision, and Palos will happily take the kill. Tier 2 mid tower they go.
It's really falling flat for Boom. You can't have your Storm up front like that. Really greedy play for the regen. He went in just to grab the regen. He got punched super hard. Didn't use the BKB. Very quick counter initiation coming out from Nikko to make that work. And now BDZ.
So blink away, but they know where he is. The pings are coming out. Do they have a way to stun him up? Yowe? No. Still have vision on the Ursa.
Dire are scanning.
Very bad for Boom. They're not expecting this. But no vision seeing this at all. XctN is going to be immediately taken out. Try for a Roshan, but no Roshan up yet for EXECRATION.
A little bit more time here for EXECRATION to keep playing that farm game. Boom, they still maintain a slight 2k lead, and a lot of that's really just riding on Dreamcel and the fact that EXECRATION has kind of sacrificed their other cores. They are wrapping around again, though.
Yeah, 75 scenarios. They found Dreamcel immediately. XctN's gonna fight back. Dreamcel is still locked down. He'll get his BKB off eventually. Go on to Nikko. Meanwhile, Mikoto's holding back everybody else. He kills off RR. It'll be a 50-2 trade. Dreamcel dying along with Hydre. BDZ still go on to Mikoto, who used the rest of his mana to try and zip away. Nowhere. Do the chase. He knows he's very low in terms of mana. Palos will go onto FBZ instead. And they might just get him. He's really not that tanky right now. His case just not attack Palos. He just keeps changing targets. But eventually he will get the die back.
They've dragged the lead down to just 2k, and they can line up for that next Roche. They do spot it for the illusion here.
Yeah, this is when you would have loved that the Divine Rapier still giving you True Strike here for Dreamcel, but he won't have that opportunity. What they do have, however, is a Roshan. And unfortunately, Palos left the Roshan pit a second early, and it's going to cost them the Aegis. It was literally a second early, and he would have had the Roshan. Bit of mistiming there, and now Boom, they're going to feel a little bit safer on this map.
It's such an important Roche to take. I think second Roche is really the biggest one now. Like, first Roche is nice. You really don't want to give second Roche away. 3 Ag Shard up for Dreamcel. So you do have that mini Enrage up with the Earthshock. And that can potentially buy enough time for Dreamcel to stay alive and get his damage off. There's still the issue of kiteability here. Dreamcel, but they still hold on to the 5k lead. Creation have to deal with 2 lives on the side of Boom and potentially just a cheese pop in the middle of it. Gotta be a bit cautious in reapproaching these fights here.
Still posturing. They're feeling confident with this Aegis up. It's like EXECRATION aren't actually too afraid of them either, even with that Aegis cheese.
That tower. EXECRATION are playing really smart. They don't want to fight into Aegis cheese. They just stick as 5 and just kind of play as 5, not giving the opportunity for cops. Boom, want to abuse that.
Easy. Jumped on. They're holding the Fan of Knives for now, waiting for some follow-up, and BDZ is going to be there with the toss back on through the bristle. There's your Fan of Knives now, just ripping FBZ to shreds. Mikoto is in onto BDZ, onto Tiny Dev. He will have to eat the cheese to survive, as the damage up was so insane, but now Dreamcel is out onto Palos. They won't lock him down, instead turning back around onto Nikko. But this might be good for EXECRATION, as they've gotten a 3 for 2 so far. And BOOM.Esports, even with the Aegis, are forced to back off.
It's really good for EXECRATION. It looked a bit wonky jumping in, trying to force a fight with Aegis cheese, but they just get the blow up on the bristle, force the cheese out on the Storm, and now you only have to worry about the Aegis. And Dreamcel, if he gets caught out, he's just gone.
It looks like he is gone, John. Yowe's got the double damage, or maybe not. He turns right back around. Yowe's the one who dies. Palos now, the Sharks blocking him away from the Ursa. He'll go on to hide instead, but XctN, he's got the freezing build out. He'll kill off the POS1PA. Onto the Frostbite. They'll get another. And look at that, John. The position 5 Crystal Maiden saving the day again.
This dude just has really good positioning in these fights. I'm just so curious what happened there.
You do. So, really getting through that tier 3 tower very quickly. Those firebacks on EXECRATION is going to feel very bad right now. Felt like the momentum was finally behind them. But now they're going to be 2 Raxes down, it looks like, unless they can somehow defend this bottom lane of Rax. Very unlikely without Yowe and Palos. Double siege creep wave as well. Even juicier. Boom Esports. Suddenly Boom are back in the lead.
Yeah, EXECRATION just one whiffed fight, and it's costing. They kind of overextend after already finding the cheese and forcing the die back, and now they're gonna have to play against 2 waves of super creeps. They do have really good way of clearing that out, just trying to keep Palos down and killing him off before anything else happens.
Radiant's top tower is under
Aegis
attack.
does go. Now fighting without it, Palos needs to be very cautious. He'll jump in with the Inkswell immediately. However, Snowball going to save the day, and they are going to move right back in. FBZ, he's still alive. Dreamcel onto the PA. Palos just permabatched up. The Frostbite to hold him down. They'll get the PA. There's no buyback available on Palos. Now Yowe, he's going to try and remedy his way away. Kono, he got BDC on the Tiny, and it looks like Yowe, he might make some space here. Eventually Boom will realize there's no point chasing him down. They'll go after the final melee barracks, and was a great snowball there from Hyde.
He is just, he did a lot of work with that Husk save, just giving them that fight. If they can't pull up FBZ with a first use of Fan of Knives, then he is just such a menace in the middle, and he's gonna be able to clean up mega creeps for EXECRATION to deal with. No Palos for a minute. They could just go for tier 4s if they want to force the issue here on Boom.
Good try. Kono zips in. Yowe Remnant out immediately. Very low on Remnant on this Ember. Make this team fight extremely hard. We want tier 4 gone. We just want this game over and done with this Mikoto. He's in now on the Ember. Snowball is there to follow up with the BKB. Was there in time? Dreamcel, Soulbind is there to lock them down, but the Ancient is still falling. They are ignoring everyone, just going straight for the Ancient, and they will win out the game. Game 3 will go the way of Boom Esports in a very back and forth.